Everybody in the chat that says Ryan's Tourette's is showing tonight, listen to how he's screaming. I got to be honest with you guys. I might have Tourette's. I definitely don't have corporalia because it's the opposite. I constantly want to say slurs, but I never do. Okay?
Well.
I knew what Tourette's was when I was in fucking 5th grade.
So,
Didn't everybody? I thought everybody in the world knew exactly what Tourette's was.
no.
But apparently, black people don't, and Grace Randolph.
Wow.
Need more attention for these shows, don't we? I mean, because the ratings aren't that
honestly,
great. This was a good way to keep attention. We're still
There was a lot of Americans going, I've never heard of the BAFTAs before in my entire life.
And now they have opinions about it.
This is the same shit we said when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock and everybody had their own, I bet this was all staged. Look at the attention they got. Not a single person is talking about any other thing about the BAFTAs. Nobody knows anyone who won anything. Nobody knows anything. It's all just about this. Like the only other thing is the guy who actually won Best Actor, Robert Aramayo, who played the character in I Swear. That's about it. And
we didn't even know this movie existed, most Americans. We didn't even know it was a thing. This has done more for Tourette's awareness than anything else.
Yes.
I didn't know we needed Tourette's awareness. I knew what Tourette's was when I was in fucking 5th grade. Didn't everybody? Wow. I thought everybody in the world knew exactly what Tourette's was, but apparently black people don't, and Grace Randolph doesn't. That's about the two groups of people.
Grace was just on to let us know. She didn't have a clue.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to defend it. I'm going to die on this hill.
My favorite comment that she made was something along the lines of the thing that John didn't think about when he said this is the effect it has on people like me and the backlash that we get. I'm like, what on earth?
Just like a white woman.
About John Davidson regarding Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. I have been thinking about it and listening to your responses. And while Mr. Davidson shouldn't be bullied, a lot of us are acting as if he not only can't control his offensive tics, but as if he has no idea he even has them. He does. He should therefore be as considerate of others as you are asking others to be of him. Of course, community notes comes up. Tourette's is a medical condition characterized by uncontrollable tics. How do you say it? I can never say it.
Corporalia. I think some people say
corporalia. Okay.
Corporalia.
Like really bad Tourette's. Observed in approximately 10 to 30% of individuals with Tourette's, refers to tics that produce socially unacceptable words. Tics are, well, to some, tics are involuntary and not reflective of an individual's beliefs.
I kind of almost admire this about Grace, is that, lots of people, when they are incredibly embarrassing on the internet and get loads of piles on, they will just collapse and they will fold and they will change their mind and they will say whatever society wants them to say. And Grace, to her credit, will stick by like whatever principles her schizophrenia has given her that day. Like she's kind of impressive in that respect. She's like, because I watched a bunch of this stream. And it's like, of all the people to be nailing her fucking manifesto to the wall like she's Martin Luther and Martin Luther King, Grace Randolph, kind of respect in a weird way. I mean, it's going to go terribly, terribly wrong for you because you're Grace Randolph, but give it a go. It's very funny. This entire stream is great.
I think she was so sure of the progressive stack and who was at the top and how it all worked that she's like, if I just keep going, at some point everyone will be on my side. Like, I know out of all the words, this is the one you can't say, and she just kept going for it.
It is very frustrating, and I certainly feel frustrated that Lindo and Michael B. Jordan aren't getting the same grace.
Show me on the doll where it hurt you, Grace. Show us on the doll where it hurt you.
Michael B. Jordan aren't getting the same grace. And it feels like everyone's falling all, and Faye says it feels like everyone is falling all over themselves to defend Davidson, but no one's bothered to consider the other side. I think that's tough. I would think that Mr. Davidson would feel just horrible that he made anyone feel bad. I don't understand why he doesn't.
Clearly he does.
He does. He does.
It's me that doesn't.
Down.
Cunt.
Why he doesn't. Although I think he's had a really hard life. And I think that's something else that maybe people should think about, and maybe Mr. Davidson should think about.
They should think about the hard life he has while you just assumed that he doesn't feel bad about these things.
She literally said that he needs to go on an apology tour and basically talk about how bad the N-word is. It's like, you realize he had no control over that.
Yeah,
punishing my chat is
like her
very
compromised
destructive.
position, because like when she first started wading into this and got everything terribly wrong, she was saying, "Oh, it's like he's pretending he has no control over it. He should apologize." And then people correctly pointed out he didn't have any control over it. Yeah. He didn't mean it. He meant nothing by it. He wasn't responsible for it. And then her compromise position was, "Well, okay then, but he should say that racism is bad." I said, "What?
Why?"
Well, the why is because it's a culty humiliation ritual. This is what they always do. It's the anti-racist playbook. It's like, okay, so you didn't actually say anything racist, and you aren't actually a racist, but we're going to ostracize you, and we're going to humiliate you, and we are going to make you beg for readmittance to polite society, because this is how all cults work. You have to say the lines, and you have to show that you have cowed yourself to the mob.
My favorite part about all this is that John Davidson dragged on the internet Grace Randolph most affected.
Absolutely.
Well, to put in perspective, John Davidson is not some, like all these other people that are there, all these actors, celebrities, directors, producers, all these other people, the BAFTAs. He was there as an invitation because they made a movie about his life, which if you haven't seen it, it's not even out yet, right? So very few people have seen it. I got to see it. Gary's seen it. But it's a pretty moving story about a dude who struggled a lot and had to overcome a lot. His life has been absolute shit. This condition that he has broke up his family, and he felt a lot of guilt for it. He got the shit kicked out of him because he couldn't control what he said, because people didn't understand that he didn't mean these things. He got arrested multiple times for this. It's been a fucking really rough life. After the BAFTAs, you know where he went? He went back to his small home where he works as a fucking janitor at a community center.
Oh, wow.
That's what this dude does. That's what he still does. Yep. He's not super uber rich and famous or whatever. He's just a regular dude. And to have all the pile-ons from people, including Grace Randolph. Grace Randolph is demanding that he give a public apologies to every black person in the world, apparently, because of this shit, while not knowing that he actually did reach out to Warner Brothers to try to offer direct apologies, because guess what? He's not a famous person. He doesn't have their fucking numbers. But while you were assisting in bullying the fuck out of him for the very same thing that he has been attacked for his entire life. That's what the movie was about. That's why he was there. And the people that were there are all complicit in this dude being treated on a global stage like this. It's disgusting. You're the one that should apologize, Grace.
It's like she just has no clue what it's like to be disabled or disadvantaged, and it's like she was saying, could you just turn off your disability during this fancy award show? Thanks.
Yeah. Grace is the perfect example of someone who actually does not buy into the woke ideology at all, but is desperate to pretend that she does. And so she's just trying to think, what is the most appropriate response I'm supposed to do? And she misses the mark every time. It's just hilarious. Remember what she said about what was it? The Suicide Squad movie with?
She said Starro killed too many diverse people.
Yeah,
Didn't kill enough white people.
He didn't kill enough white people.
Ricky Gervais made that same joke at the Golden Globes.
We were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. So maybe next year. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, not on my watch.
It was like, not on my watch.
Not on my watch. Difference here is Ricky Gervais is intelligent and a comedian, and Grace is a retard. So is this the clip where she says that basically John Davidson brought this on her? Clip.
No, that's a different one.
Yeah,
it's an earlier clip.
Although I think that's the one where she implies that he should have not been there in that room. He should have isolated himself, because there is a place where she does imply that, and that's insane.
Some that was mentioned on your further than implying it. There was some academic type person inevitably on Twitter who said, then if he had to be there, then he should have been in his own separate room. And it's like, oh, so the black people are now arguing for segregation.
Yes, they are.
Okay,
right.
We've reached that stage. And you're supposed to be the kind and tolerant people, and now it's like, oh no, disabled should sit at the back of the bus. No, you should maybe just learn about disability a bit, maybe show that empathy and the tolerance that you like preaching about so much.
Just put him in a straitjacket.
Wouldn't have helped this time. Not unless you're going to gag him at the same time. The camera just pans onto him. He's like straight jacket.
Like Hannibal Lecter.
That's Christy, that's a hideous thing to say, because they've got to actually, call out who the nominations are on stage. So putting them in straitjackets, that's just
She's the embodiment of what actual white privilege, if we're going to actually use that term, looks like. And more so the whole first world problems nonsense that always gets put out there. She is literally the embodiment of what that actually looks like. Right?
She's the embodiment of no common sense. Absolutely zero common sense whatsoever. Yep. You can have A's, you can have fucking degrees in whatever. It doesn't matter. If you've got no common sense, you're a fucking moron.
And she thinks that they should, the movie is set to open at the same time as the Michael Jackson movie that's coming out. They need to move the Michael Jackson movie. They need to move his movie for Michael Jackson. Put I Swear straight to DVD or straight to digital or whatever. And she just
what does she think that this will be? Oh my! It's so disrespectful to have this going up against Michael. They really need. What the fuck are you talking about? Honestly, what do you think is the big deal about a movie about a man with Tourette going up, just happening to be releasing at the same time as Michael Jackson movie? That Michael Jackson movie is going to be massive, by the way. It's going to make so much money, and I swear is not going to make barely anything.
What I think that
there is going to be a war, and that people are going to say, let's go see the N-word movie instead of the Michael movie. Is that what truly is going on in that fucking rat nest brain up in her head?
It is.
The worst thing she said, and it almost was like a mask off moment, is she said, and I'm not going to quote it directly because I don't remember, but I watched this video so many times. She was like, well, the slurs that he said actually matched the people who were on stage. And I'm like, Grace, it's like you actually think and are calling those guys the N-word. Why would you say they match that?
Again, even after all this, she had no idea how it works, right? So you would say something disrespectful towards a woman if a woman was up there. You'd say something disrespectful towards gay people if a gay person was up there. You say something disrespectful towards whatever. So when black people are up there, you say the most taboo thing you can imagine. That's what your Tourette's tries to it's a compulsion for you to do that. The most taboo thing imaginable.
If it's a word that he has heard, it doesn't matter if it's in his brain at that moment, or not, because if he's heard it, it will be able to come out.
It will pop out. Yeah.
Tourette's is basically us lot, but without the cameras on.
Yeah, welcome, my friends. This is the first battle of many: ableism versus racism.
When everyone is competing in this intersectional landscape to see who has the most victim points and who's highest on the oppression ladder, this inevitably is what happens. And as oftentimes is the case, when you look at the overlapping Venn diagram between disabled people and people who see racism everywhere, it's kind of a lot of overlap. It's basically a circle. So.
The argument for ages has been it can be said in rap lyrics and stuff because we can say it because we don't mean it derogatorily. And so he used the same argument. And it's it seems to be less about how it's intended and more who's saying it that you've got the issue with.
Hit play.
I was also extremely, extremely concerned, to see that I Swear has been set to open opposite the Michael Jackson movie. I hope
Why?
Considers moving the film. I think that I Swear wants to come from a place of positivity.
What is wrong with her?
She's retarded. That's what's wrong with her.
Why?
Nobody wants to fix this. Nobody wants to fix it, Grace. Nobody.
No. And then pull up the other clip real quick
I just like how the pictures are taking over the camera bit by bit over her face.
The thing that's so just fascinating about Grace is her screen is the inside of her head. Just color, everything, everywhere. There's no order, there's no structure. It's insane, but it makes it really watchable.
There is actually a lot of order. The structure's chaotic as fuck, but she has the entire list of all these things she's talking about on the left there. And this is how she's always operated, by the way, her entire career.
Needs more emojis.
Needs more black eyeshadow.
I feel like there would be bad actors. I just feel it's an extremely bad situation. And I worry, as a woman, not only in solidarity with other groups, but for
what has
women as
being female got to do with being black? By any chance?
Solidarity with other groups, right?
Female got to do with having Tourette's. Just
because
in their minds, they're a minority too. I mean, let's be honest. Too in their
the
minds.
only thing that's in a minority here on this screen is her fucking brain cells. That's the only thing that's in a minority.
But this is Grace making it all about herself and how she's being attacked on the internet because she said something fucking retarded.
Yeah, she was like, so many of you used it as an excuse to say horrible things about me. Like she was so excited to make it.
Well, that's what she says here. Let's hear it.
Solidarity with other groups, but for women as well, that what kind of language does this let in? You know, I was tweeting about it earlier today, and people said some of the most disgusting stuff about me. And then they were just looking at it as an excuse to say something bad about me.
Don't they do that anyway?
Unfortunately, Mr. Davidson needs to realize that he created the opportunity for that.
Not your fault.
That is amazing. He should really think about what his actions have caused.
It's not your response to it.
Oh my God.
John needs to apologize.
That was Olympian woke white woman avoiding accountability. I mean, she gets the gold for that one. Holy fucking shit. So
she spends the first 20 minutes of that stream talking about like, so I didn't know much about Tourette's and no American knows much about I'm not doing the voice properly, but she goes through all of these things. Like she's learned about it, and then she gets to that later section. It's like, yeah, but he needs to realize that he's opened the door for racism and sexism against me.
And we don't want to learn about it. We want to see the Michael Jackson movie instead.
Good God.
But Americans know about Tourette's.
You know what? Okay, I was on a panel with peers, and I knew more about Tourette's than those three people. One of them was called a fucking doctor. Like they didn't know how it worked, or
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor.
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor.
You're so fucking stupid. I don't know how you got doctorates.
I didn't graduate fucking high school. I have a 10th grade education, and I know what fucking Tourette's is. How?
I could see how angry you were on that panel, Gary.
God,
I'm just saying there was a perfect opportunity for a DEI joke about doctors. Like
I really.
This is a woman that has accused.
I did.
She has accused English education of whitewashing history. I'm like, I'm sorry. How? If you're going to teach about England, and you're like, no, actually, this has all been changed.
I got invited on. I had no idea. I thought I was going to be on with Will. I thought like usually when they invite me on, drinkers could be. I'm like, hey, we'll get some Scottish representation here. That'd be good. I see the lineup. I'm all, oh shit.
He knew what he was doing when he.
I like that woman who just could not help bringing in Zionism and the Jews all the time. Like we're not even talking about it. God,
Tourette's.
She does that a lot.
The Jews, mate. The Jews invented Tourette's.
Oh my gosh!
You know what they're
actually
like.
Candace Owens' next video, by the way. So stand by.
Oh God.
Oh, that's a perfect screen to start on.
You're just about to hear the worst take of your life. Go.
Here we go.
Keep in mind, this is after this woman put out a TikTok or Instagram reel or whatever, where she said that John Davidson has Tourette's, but he's also a white man and a racist, and that's why he said these things. Tourette's doesn't make you say slurs, things that that was her entire argument.
Didn't she start out with the, I'm going to be real and drop my Creole act, whatever. I'm going to speak English. I couldn't even remember what she said. It was fucking so retarded.
Dumb. It was really fucking
TikTok ruins brains.
The incorrect statement, which I rightly say causes harm, is not going to erase or invalidate my legitimate reaction to how the public reacts, to the public trying to erase our lived experiences because he has Tourette.
Nobody's trying to erase your lived experience. What a load of baloney.
How would that be possible?
What a load of baloney.
This is nonsense.
No. Nobody was erasing anyone's.
Look at Daisy. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
If I may respond.
That's what you're saying.
Okay.
If I may respond.
The person who was trying to erase someone's lived experience was you. You were trying to erase John Davidson's lived experience as a man suffering from Tourette's syndrome. Please don't talk over me. Please don't talk over me. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, and you can respond. If you talk over me, no one can hear either of us. right?
Okay.
You talk
I
about
would
lived
like to
experience. You have the brass neck.
Is that a personal
You have the
attack?
brass neck to talk about lived experience.
Brass
You take
neck.
a
Wait a
man,
minute.
lived
Wait a minute.
experience-
Wait a minute, Piers. Brass neck. Oh my goodness me! It's gonna be tribes in Africa going, "Oi, you ain't a fucking go, mate."
I see it just like that.
Yeah, just like
Please let me finish my point. You take a man who has suffered from Tourette's his entire life. If you watch the movie, as I did last night, you will see the hell that man has endured. They were celebrating that film on the night. The actor that plays him won an award. John Davidson was being celebrated. And everybody knows that anyone with Tourette's who says these kind of outbursts doesn't have any control or any bank of language or mean them. But you, rather than try to find that out, you kicked him when he was down. That's what you did.
That is a lie. Nobody
Absolutely did.
Yeah, fair point. And you know, it probably behooves them at some point to ask whether, if you have the platform to go on Piers Morgan to give your views in defense of multimillionaire Hollywood actors, and you have virtually the entire race relations industry on your side, which is one of the most well-funded, well-profited, and generally powerful organizations in all of America, you're probably not the victim in this situation. Seems a little bit like that punching down that you people say you don't like to do. But I guess being multimillionaire actors who like are just all over Hollywood is not sufficient level of power and privilege, so they are allowed to do it.
Of course. But this was the mantra throughout that whole fucking experience talking to them. It was just like, even the guy from PragerU, that people, the gay guy from TikTok or whatever, he said segregate them. He was like, maybe they should be in another room. Like, what are you talking about?
It's insane.
Michael Jordan can be on the stage.
It's insane how quickly even people that, you know, for a large majority of things that are going on in the entertainment space, that they give takes, and usually it feels like they're on your side or whatever. But when this comes up, everybody reverts back to their fucking skin color being the most important thing to them. It's very interesting. White people were the only people that don't have this instinct, probably because of years and years and years of propaganda and it being pushed out of us. But for every other color of person in the world, that is the first fucking instinct, regardless sometimes of their actual political positions.
Some people are upset because they don't want anybody kicking them off the top of the victim food chain, I guess.
A lot of it is about power, because if the word was so bad, then it wouldn't be used in rap lyrics. You wouldn't be saying it to each other. Everyone would stop saying it and it would die out. That's what happens to words that just aren't useful anymore. But if you keep saying it, you keep it in people's minds. There was loads of people like, how did he know the word? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's all over society. Maybe it's because it's said constantly. And all you get told, well, you can't say it. It's like, well, if it was that bad, you would want it to die out. This seems far more like a load of people were just really annoyed that the one like how can he get away with it was far more important to them than why it was said in the first place. It was essentially, we feel like we're losing some kind of power here. But to Dr. Scholler, she is always brought on to give this is about my skin color position. There was a nurse over here that got done for being a serial killer, and she said that's just that example of white privilege, because if she was black she would have got caught earlier. Like she always takes that on any kind of topic. It's basically the only reason she's dragged onto news reports.
Well, she sounds like just a massive racist, honestly.
She is.
Yeah, and I find it interesting, her whole spiel about her lived experience and basically saying, I was offended, and if you're not offended with me, you're erasing my experience. Like, and they're trying to basically say, you're trying to get me to die or something like that. That's the extremity that they go to. And it's like, no. We don't give a crap how you feel, because you're an awful narcissist who wants to make everything about yourself. Shut up. We don't care about you.
It's the people who say silence is violence. They exaggerate everything.
I say a lot of people on the internet, shall we say, from different various demographics, they are just dying for an excuse. Just desperate for an excuse to go back to the old faithful. And there hasn't been anything in a while, let's just say for about 5-6 years or so, that's allowed people to respond in a certain way. And they're not bothered. It's like most things. They're not bothered about context. They're not bothered about the context of it or the reality of it. They just want to get to the the perceived implications of it, and they will disingenuously defend that until they're invited on places like this or other, or news programs, or Fox, or their own channels, or their own TED Talks, or whatever it may be, which gives them the center stage, the narcissistic validation that they need to play their victim card, because it's the only fucking card they have in their deck, over and over again. And then I'll unfortunately have to be silent for a while because nothing's happening, and then something else will kick off, and they will be like, yes, time to be that victim I can be again. They fucking love it. This bitch's fucking eyes are lit up. Her face is happy. She's so fucking thrilled to be the center of attention. And she's just a racist pig.
Yes.
It's not even just that. It's about power and control over someone else, that I can destroy your life now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I'm better than you, but it doesn't require any effort. It's like, you have done something. I can like try and appear to be your better kind of thing. Just because you have done something that I know society is already on my side. I am pushing against an open door. And that's what a lot of it is. It is burn the witch all of a sudden. It's just the modern version of that. There's a new person I can throw under the bus.
This, you refused to accept it. You said this has to be the whitest non-apology from John Davidson. It's exactly how racist white people don't take responsibility. Can we talk about it, or is that ableist? He shouldn't be apologizing for his disability. So why is sorry the hardest thing to say for the impact of his words? So you carried on calling him a racist, even when he explained to you and to everyone who was calling him that actually he has no control over what he says. You continued to call this man who has suffered his entire life from people stereotyping him in this manner.
And I appreciate you
to brand him a racist.
I appreciate you advocating for him. But if you take the time to listen and watch my videos and everything else I've said, I've explained quite frankly that I understand.
Pause for a second. Why would he take the time to listen to all your fucking shit videos when you didn't take the time to watch the movie like Piers did?
And you're a guest
that would have
on his
explained
show.
that would have explained absolutely everything to even a fucking dumbass like you.
Take 2 minutes be honest, she doesn't fucking care. She doesn't care at all.
Of course not. Okay, no, they don't care. That's the whole point about this. This is just jumping on an opportunity to be oppressed and be a victim and play your fucking commie gobbledygook games. And it's not about actually showing empathy or acceptance. And her mind isn't changed at all. She is just focused on one thing because she's not very smart. She's just not a very smart person.
She keeps focusing on the intent. The impact, not the intent, right? And that's the thing that is so stupid about this is like, when it comes to
her
racism,
intelligence level won't let her get past that.
Yes,
I mean,
it
it
is
just
about
won't.
intent.
And her hate, her racism won't let her get past that, because that's what she is. She's just a fucking racist.
100%, and that's one thing. You showed a lot of restraint, Gary, because that's the first thing I would have called
fucking blood.
Yeah, it's like, you're a fucking racist bitch. Is what I would have said.
Syndrome, how Tourette syndrome works in terms of the fact that the words come out involuntarily. But as I explained in my videos, racism does not require intent to be racist. That is why I said it was racist. That does not change. My apology does not change that. What? It is a racist statement that does not require intent. Tourette syndrome, what it does is it explains how it happens, doesn't justify why it happens, because impact is what defines it. So when I talked about what was being paraded,
what about the impact of the fucking retardation you spread in the world every day? I think that's what we should be concerned about. But there's not much I can do about it.
Racism does not need intent to be racist.
100%
What a freaking wild statement. It's like, that means anything bad that might happen to a black person is racist.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the actual philosophy.
That's the reason.
Say Abraham X. Kendi or anyone like that will say that racism is anything which produces racially disparate outcome. It's a structural, systemic problem. Any minor difference in any area of life, anywhere, is evidence of systemic racism. The racism is kind of like an evil vapor in the air, and it just sometimes rears its ugly head. It's like a demon or like a sand djinn that sometimes jumps into random words, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, now you're racist for saying that. Or the racism has infected you, so we now need to scapegoat you to make sure that nobody else in the world ever thinks about saying anything even remotely similar to that ever again. Because as Bruce says, it is a power play.
It's a power play, and it's systematic. And the hilarious and scary thing in her philosophy, how do you actually eradicate the racism once all the white people are gone?
Yeah, that's
how you do it.
The vagueness of boundaries is part of the tactic, because it's like, if everything is, if you might be racist for anything, you have to come to me and I will tell you whether you're being racist or not. You have to do what I say. You have to employ me. You have to give me more work and more money. This is a lot of what DEI was about. I always have to be in the room. And that's why all the rules don't contradict each other and are all over the place, because then it gives me power over you, as I'm essentially the judge, jury, and executioner of everything.
What pisses me off about all this is that we've destroyed the word racist and racism. It once was about people that felt superior to another group of people, and now it's, well, you disagree with me, therefore you must be racist. And the word literally means nothing now. And it's just like this.
Ryan said it earlier. The reaction from this will create more racism.
100%.
Absolutely, 100% will create more.
Yeah, because it causes resentment.
Yeah.
A man with a mental condition screaming the N-word is not going to create more racist. It's not going to make people more racist. Black people having an absolute fucking meltdown and attacking and bullying and calling for the death and segregation of a disabled dude, that will create more racism. Indeed. So congratulations.
Well, the whole thing was insane, but Grace just made it more insane, and she'll probably be just fine. I don't want to see her downfall. This is, the great thing about free speech. People can be as retarded as they want, and this won't be the last time she is.
We're all about equal opportunity here. As the equal opportunity officer for FNT, we're all about equal opportunity.
Yep.
Which means if a woman says something fucking retarded, we're going to treat you exactly the same as we would when a man says it. Indeed. So congratulations, Grace.
Wow. Did she apologize for anything, even a little bit?
No.
I don't
think she was demanding an apology from others.
Yeah, like
she's the victim.
Just be real. If somebody has to tell you to apologize, or if there has to be a certain amount of backlash for you to apologize, it doesn't mean anything.
No,
at all. It just doesn't. So I think that Grace owes John Davidson an apology, but I don't think she should be forced to give one because it doesn't mean anything if you're bullied into it or pressured into it or think you need to do this because it makes you look better. That means absolutely fucking nothing for anybody.
It's like the fake doctor. Like, she was like, I apologize. I apologize. Yeah, only after you were pressured.
Nobody fucking cares.
Racist, but I'm sorry, I worded it poorly, but he's still racist. That's the whole apology.
Yeah. It's interesting when you bring up fake doctor and I'm not that kind of doctor, because according to her Wikipedia, she was awarded an honorary doctorate, so she didn't actually qualify as it. The university gave it to her for her contributions to race equality and combating discrimination. She is literally a doctor of racism.
Remind us real quick what account she unfollowed.
Yeah, she got into a big Twitter row with Auschwitz because she said that they supported genocide, which is a rather remarkable place for Auschwitz.
I unfollowed you after your disgraceful endorsement of Israel's extermination, ethnic cleansing, and genocide of the Palestinians. The museum should be ashamed of itself. Never again means never again anymore. You're an embarrassment to humanity. My commitment to ending injustice. Dr. Shola, Wakanda forever. I don't know.
It's another example.
Star Wars name.
Forever.
What they spot about that is that obviously the remembrance of the Holocaust is an extremely socially powerful thing. Whether you agree with officially defining anti-Semitism or not, like, that has been quite useful. It's quite a powerful word to throw around, and they've seen that is a powerful word to throw around. And so what they do is they say, we are going to now strip that from you, the people it was created to defend, and we're going to use it ourselves. It's one of the reasons the genocide accusation gets thrown around so often about Israel specifically, where it doesn't get thrown around about other regimes where actual genocides are occurring, is that this is all a power game to them. It's part of their agenda, and it's quite obvious, except that apparently seemingly lots and lots of people sort of believe it and go in for it.
Yeah. And it's just this cycle that's never going to end. After I got off that, I messaged them all real quick, and I'm like, I'm starting to think we're in trouble. I'm starting to think Western civilization's in a little bit of trouble right now.
Glad you finally caught up.
It's been for a while, man.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.